Thank you guys for clicking on the video. I hope that intro wasn't a little bit off. I am Sully, and we're finally almost a month after the game's release. I apologize, guys. We're finally getting into Franchise Hockey Manager 3, and this time around, I'm picking the Washington Capitals. The big reason for me is just I've always wanted to pick the Washington Capitals, but each year I feel like their team is good enough to win the Stanley Cup, and they don't win the Stanley Cup that year. And so, I said enough is enough. Let me take control of them now. For those of you who play Franchise Hockey Manager a lot, I'm not doing the Path to Glory mode just because they may have changed this with a patch, but I don't think so. I checked on the forums, and to my knowledge, you can't like mass sim in the Road to Glory mode. You have to do day to day. And in my opinion, that would just take too long for YouTube to watch in a video. It would take too long. So I did Sandbox. I wanted to discuss with you guys just my thoughts on the roster in this first episode. We're not going to do anything crazy. We're just going to, break it down. We're just going to look at the roster and see what we have. And so for goaltending, we're pretty much right on par. I mean, we have one of the, in my opinion, one of the top, easily 10, maybe 5 goaltenders in the league with Brandon Holtby. And for those of you who play the game, I'm trying to work on importing the faces, but I was having some issues, but I'll try and update that. Hopefully in the next coming episode. So, anyways, Brandon Holtby, he's transformed into a great goaltender. And so there he is. And then for defense, lefty, a lot of people know about Orpik, Alzner. And Alzner in real life, for that value, that's a great contract for him. Schmidt, who, we'll see. We'll see what happens with him. Carlson's great on defense. Niskanen, Orlov. Interesting how, well, that makes sense. Orlov would have higher potential than Niskanen. And then for the wings, Burakovsky, Johansson, Ovechkin, and then, Backstrom, Beagle, Eller, Kuznetsov, Conley, Oshie, Williams, Wilson, and Winnick. So, that's the roster. Let's take real quickly. Let's look into the AHL and the Hershey Bears side of things now. I don't have okay, so it did sort of update. That's pretty cool. So for the prospects, the big one is Vrana. He is, a player that I think he can be really good for the Capitals in like a year or two. He has good potential. He's really fast. I've actually seen him in person. He is extremely fast. His skating is one of his strong suits. In his scouting, he will probably be similar to Marcus Johansson. In his game, resembles Marian Gaborik. So, that's the scouting for him. He's the big prospect for us, and then we have Madison Bowie. He doesn't. I've actually again interviewed him. He doesn't really care how you say his name, but he's currently 1.5, and his potential is 3.5. So I hope, I hope he can get a little bit better than Carl Alzner. If he can develop, that would be great. So, those are the big studs. In defense they have some 3-star guys, but nothing like earth shattering for the Hershey Bears. So the Capitals' current state in their franchise is obviously a win now mentality. They really want to win now because they have this roster built, and they have Oshie, they have Kuznetsov, they have Backstrom, Ovechkin. They have guys who are ready to go, and Ovechkin's 30 years old and he still hasn't won a cup. So, how do we change that around? Well, I've always been an advocate. I've never been a big fan of Marcus Johansson. For a second liner, I just don't think he delivers enough punch. Now, in the game, his stats are seemingly all right. I mean, his accuracy is 16, his range is 8, his puck handling strong. In the game, he's a decent guy. His stick checking 16. I mean, he's a good player, but I'll be honest, I would off the get-go, I'm looking to trade Marcus Johansson and bring in a more suitable second liner, just because the way it shakes down is you're probably going to have Oshie, Backstrom, and Ovechkin. Then you want to plug in Williams with Kuznetsov, and I would like another sniper along with Justin Williams. I don't like Marcus Johansson on that second line. I think Marcus Johansson is a solid player. I just think the Capitals need a little bit more of a scoring threat on that second line to pair with Kuznetsov and Williams, because in real life, I think Johansson is just a little bit too passive. I think the skill set is there. He has that, but he's just a little bit too passive for my liking. We'll see how he plays in game, though. We'll see, what. We'll see how it starts off. I mean, I'm not going to go in demanding, trying to make trades, but I am saying that if I were to make a trade, it would probably involve him, because you have Burakovsky coming up. And if you look, Burakovsky is already the same ratings as Marcus Johansson, and Burakovsky is only going to get better. And so, I mean, we'll see how the season goes. In defense, the Capitals do have. It could be a little bit better. I mean, I've noticed too that I think, from judging from Franchise Hockey Manager 2 coming over to 3, I think in 3 the ratings are a little bit more conservative. I don't find the ratings nearly as it's not liberal, but I just think they're, I think they're more cautious to hand out, I don't know, big stars or big ratings, because you look at Niskanen. I mean, I would say he's a little bit better than 3 stars. I mean, to say he's run of the mill, I mean, I don't know if that's entirely true. I mean, I haven't looked at his numbers. He could very well be middle of the road, but I mean, I know he's certainly capable of doing more than just what, I don't know. I just thought maybe I would see him as 3.5. 3 to me is you just look at this, Orlov is 2.5 and Niskanen's 3, and I feel like Niskanen is a much better defender than Orlov, even though Orlov is, I think, offensively gifted, and offensively he can do a lot of creative things, but just I think Niskanen is a much better all-around defenseman. But so anyways, that's neither here nor there. And I think depth-wise, Winnick is all right. Wilson, we'll see how he plays. I mean, in the game, Wilson really doesn't show. I mean, he's just a big guy, strength and fighting. He's going to eat a lot of penalty minutes. We'll see how he plays. Maybe you bring in a more skillful fourth liner than Tom Wilson. I don't know. I'm just spitballing my initial reaction to this lineup. I mean, certainly if you take a look at, let's compare this to Pittsburgh, and you look at how Pittsburgh shapes up. I mean, even their roster, they don't have a lot of, their strength is on their defense, but forward-wise, I mean, nothing really stands out at you outside of, obviously, of Crosby and Malkin. They have Hornquist and Hornquist. Sorry, guys, it's been a long day. And Kessel. But, I mean, there's if you look at their forwards compared to ours, I mean, it's really, are the ratings that drastically different? I mean, I don't know. They have some more standouts on D, but forward-wise, I mean, I feel like you're splitting hairs. But that's where I'm going to leave the video. I mean, I'm not going too crazy into this breakdown. I know the Capitals roster somewhat decent, and let's just check the draft and see. So they don't have a second, a third. They pretty much have a first and a fourth. So, and even next year they gave away their second. So it's, I mean, if we make a trade, draft picks are going to be hard. If we give up a first, we would have to be getting back something spectacular. But again, I'm not going into this season saying we have to trade Marcus Johansson. If he can play well, if we can mix and match, I don't know, maybe we try. I mean, Johansson has no problem playing right wing. I mean, let's see what Oshie play. All right, so Oshie's clearly a right winger. We can't do that. But I don't know, we can play with it. Maybe we throw like, I don't know, maybe we throw Ovechkin on the right wing, put, Johansson on the left, drop Oshie to the second line, and maybe we move Williams. Can he play the left side? I don't know. He could possibly play the left side. I don't know. I just want to try and get a more potent top two scoring punch. The third line could be, if you have Eller with Burakovsky and you pair him with like we go Winnick or Wilson, that could have potential. Or Conley, let's see his ratings. We can play around with the lines, but I still think at the end of the day we need more of a potent second line scoring punch, and we can't really. I feel like we're gonna rely a little bit on that first line, and so let me know what you guys think just about the Capitals roster. Again, I'm not saying we're going to trade Marcus Johansson, but I am saying if we were to make a trade, it would involve punching up that second line more so than anything else, because I feel like with defense, if we trade to get a defender, we're going to have to give up a great forward or a forward with a lot of potential. And we really don't want to do that. We want to try and keep our young forward core without and still trying to build up that defense, because we're gonna have to give up some major pieces to get a 3.5 star defenseman. So let me know what you guys think. I'll leave it here. Nothing crazy in the first episode. So I appreciate you guys watching. I'm sorry this has been forever. And hopefully the videos now for this series will start coming out, rolling out. So I am Sully, and I'll see you guys at the start of the preseason. Have a great day, guys.